Hello and welcome on in. In today's video, we'll be concluding a video series of bringing a HDMI camera into Moblin running on an iPhone. In this video, we'll be discussing a few video encoders, which will essentially bring in a HDMI camera and pushing out a SRT or RTMP stream. A couple of specific requirements that I will be focusing on for these video encoders. A full-size HDMI input, be able to push out a RTMP or SRT stream, Wi-Fi capability, able to be powered off a power bank, be able to be mounted onto a camera, and also budget friendly. Some of the video encoders that I have tested have been purchased from online stores such as Amazon, as well as AliExpress for some boards that I'll be using for DIY builds. Here we have the Zowiebox from ZowieTech. Here we have the Radxa Rock5 B Plus utilizing the Belabox software. And here is the Radxa 03W utilizing the IRLBOX software. Okay, let's go through the process of setting up an SRT server as well as a scene to display the SRT server. Let's go into the cogwheel, let's scroll down, ingests, let's go to SRT server, make sure it's disabled, scroll down, create, my stream. I'll now change the name. Now I'm going to leave it as SRT Encoders so that I can just use the same URL for all the other encoders that I'll be testing today as well. Let's also now change the stream ID. Make sure we enable as well. Go back into SRT Encoders and select SRT. And the top line is the address that we need to make a note of. It's back out again, up, scenes, scroll down, create, my scene, change it to Encoders, and I'll change the video source to the newly created SRT server. SRT Encoders. Done. The Zowiebox from ZowieTech I have purchased through Amazon Australia for a price of $259 Australian as of the 15th of March 2026. Alright, this is the Zowiebox device from ZowieTech, and I'll just go through some of the features of this encoder that we'll be concentrating on today. So we have a USB Type-C input for power. We have a full-size HDMI port screen here that displays some information. And on the side, we don't really need anything here. On the rear is a tally light, and on the bottom is a fan and a Q20 thread. It also has Wi-Fi and the ability to stream out either via RTMP or SRT. Okay, we have the Zowiebox connected. We have power going in by USB Type-C. We also have a network cable to my local network. We also have a HDMI input coming in from the action camera here. Now this device will only need to be connected to the local network during the initial configuration until we get the Wi-Fi connected as well. We are now going to access the settings of the Zowiebox. The browser address is written on the underside of the device itself. So what you're seeing now is the action camera connected into the Zowiebox device itself. So we click on setting, then we'll click this lightning icon down the bottom left-hand corner. This will now bring up quick configuration shortcuts already pre-built into the Zowiebox device itself. So we want to select HDMI to RTMP, RTSP, SRT out. Done. Now we need to connect the Zowiebox to the Wi-Fi network that the Moblin app running on the iPhone is also connected to. So we go into network, we go into WLAN, we need to enable the Wi-Fi, scan, and select the correct Wi-Fi network. We have a successful connection. Close. Now we need to change some settings in order to prepare for the SRT stream out. Let's go into video. Let's go into input. We can see that the resolution has been detected from the Sony action camera by the Zowiebox. Let's now go into encoder, and now let's change the main stream to H.265, which is what we need to change for the SRT stream. And I'm also going to change the frame rate to 30 as well. Click save. Let's now click on audio. We now need to change the audio to be coming in from the HDMI. Click save. Streaming. We need to now click live. We now need to click add. We now need to change the protocol to SRT. One thing to note, at least in this configuration system, is that the stream ID that was created within the Moblin app or the SRT server is not the same as stream key, hence why the URL is written like this. So now we click save. ZowieTech does have an app to be able to connect to their products, which includes the Zowiebox. I have already installed the app. My Android phone is already connected to the same Wi-Fi network as the iPhone running Moblin, as well as the Zowiebox. Let's now enter in. Let's now click scan. Let's now access the detected Zowiebox. So as you can see, under the live panel, we have an SRT to Moblin button ready to be enabled. Here we have the iPhone with the Moblin app already running, as well as the scene that we have created enabled. We have the Zowiebox here, as well as the action camera connected by HDMI into the input of the Zowiebox. Here on the Android phone, we have the ZowieX App with the interface linked to the Zowiebox itself. And if we were to click SRT to Moblin, we now have a stream coming in from the action camera via the Zowiebox over the Wi-Fi connected to the Moblin app and displaying. And this is how I have mounted my Zowiebox on my mirrorless camera, along with a power bank to power it. I am currently out of focus, but here we have the Sony A6300 with the Zowiebox configured to send its HDMI signal via SRT into the Moblin app. Now I have the ZowieX app already enabled, and now I will push the SRT to Moblin live button. And now this is the HDMI camera feed being pushed from the Zowiebox via SRT into the Moblin app. Now we can go live with the Moblin app so you can see what it looks like. You should now be seeing the video and audio coming in from the Sony A6300, which is outputting its HDMI signal into the Zowiebox, which then is being pushed as an SRT stream to the Moblin app running on the iPhone. This is the iPhone. And you can see now that I have taken it off the tripod, and you should be able to see behind me the iPhone running the Moblin app. Okay, now we move on to the DIY builds. For today's demonstration, I'm going to be using the Radxa Rock 5B Plus, but any board that's supported by the Belabox software can be used. Here is the Radxa Rock 5B Plus in a custom 3D printed case. It does have a HDMI input for HDMI capture over here, as well as onboard Wi-Fi. Okay, I've now just powered on the Rock 5B Plus and I've connected the system to my local network. So accessing the Belabox remote interface, we can just type in belabox.local in any browser, and this is what it comes up here. Right now you can see the IP address that's connected via the Ethernet connection. What we also want to do now is to connect the Rock 5B Plus to the same Wi-Fi that the iPhone running the Moblin app that it's on. Because we are utilizing the SRTLA protocol, we need to check to make sure we have the correct details. Relay server settings, we need to now select manual configuration, which isn't showing up on screen. In order for the Belabox system to save these configurations, we need to click the Start button on the very top. We now need to also configure the encoder settings, but for now we can just select the test pattern because we are just testing the system for now. Another setting that we can enable is when the Rock 5B Plus system is powered on to automatically start streaming. So we go into System, scroll down, click Start Streaming Automatically, click OK, and then click the Start button to save those configurations. There will be some error warnings popping up. That is because the two internet connections that we have connected are conflicting with each other. We need to power off the Rock 5B Plus, disconnect the Ethernet cable, and then power the Rock 5B Plus back on again. So we go into here, System, Power Off. Okay, let's now provide power to the Rock 5B Plus. And there we have a test stream coming in from the Rock 5B Plus, pushing to the Moblin app running on the iPhone. Okay, I've now connected an action camera to the HDMI input of the Rock 5B Plus. We now need to make some adjustments in the Belabox interface to select the correct pipeline. So we need to go to encoder settings, and now we need to select HDMI 1080p 30, and we need to also select the audio source as HDMI. Click Start in order for the configurations to be saved onto the board. I'm now going to power down the system. We have the Sony action camera connected via HDMI into the Rock 5B Plus. It is currently powered off. I will now provide power to the Rock 5B Plus. And there we have a video stream coming in from the action camera via the Rock 5B Plus into the iPhone on the Moblin app wirelessly. And now we shall move on to the last item of this video. This here is the Radxa 03W board. And a size comparison as well, we have a AAA battery next to the 03W. The 03W board does not have an inbuilt HDMI capture, so we will use the Ugreen USB HDMI capture device. And here is a 3D printed custom case to suit the 03W along with a fan, as well as the USB HDMI capture device. This device is powered off USB Type-C. Now here's a comparison between the Radxa Rock 5B Plus, and as you can see, it is a very small form factor when compared to the Rock 5B Plus. The 03W board does have an inbuilt Wi-Fi module. Okay, I have connected the 03W to the local network as well as a power bank to power it on. This is the IRLBOX interface, which can be accessed by going to irlbox.local in any web browser. And right now, I have already configured the 03W's internal Wi-Fi to the same Wi-Fi that the iPhone running Moblin is connected to. All right, we now need to create a new profile for these new configurations. So we need to go to Settings, Profiles, create a name, click Add, click OK, go back to Home. Let's now go to Stream Settings to enter in the SRTLA server settings from the Moblin app. Select SRTLA. Now that we're back in the profile, we can now update the new changes. Okay. Done. Now let's go into settings again. Other. Let's now enable auto start stream. Let's go back now into settings, profiles, update profile settings. Okay. Done. Let's go home. We now need to change the encoder settings to connect the USB HDMI capture device. So we go to encoder settings, scroll down, select UVC MJPEG, select the USB video device, 1080p, 30 frames per second, select USB audio as well. And let's go to settings, profiles, update profile. Okay. Done. Let's go home. And now the IRLBOX software has been configured such that the 03W, when it is powered on, will automatically start streaming to the SRT server. Okay, let's now give this a test. We have the action camera from Sony connected by HDMI into the 03W board, which is then being powered off a power bank, and we have the iPhone here running the Moblin app. And then we have a connection of the Action 4 connected to the 03W, which is on the same Wi-Fi network as the iPhone, which is running the Moblin app. Here we have the 03W board mounted on top of the A6300 rig with the power bank connected as well. And as you can see, we have the camera here pushing its SRTLA stream to the Moblin app. All three of these products are all current and can be purchased. However, during today's landscape, some of these items may not be in stock and they might be priced differently.
The Zowiebox device can do a lot more things, including NDI encoding and decoding, whereas the ROC 5B Plus, as well as the 03W, with their respective softwares, have been utilized to be used as IRL video encoders. And that comes to the end of the video and to the end of the video series of getting a HDMI camera into the Moblin app running on an iPhone. I hope these videos have been informative, and if you enjoyed these videos, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment. See you on the next one.